2020, that year, we know it was very difficult for a lot of people. Even myself, COVID-19 was upon us and the economy was extremely bad. Mikel, how you were able to face COVID-19, the start of 2020?
Well, in 2020, I was working at a very, team and established, company in Trinidad, and in that time, the company was doing very well, but like most companies during the COVID time, they use the opportunity to pay off certain workers, who they find was, because at that time I was in a union.
Okay,
and there was very, very strong beliefs, in workers' rights and stuff. So but that might have been one of the reasons, but they use it. They use COVID to get rid of workers and especially say not workers on contract. Workers who permanently employed, to put contract workers back on the floor to work.
Okay.
So that was one of the reasons. Well, I think I know because workers who they permanently have real rights, sick leaves and vacation and stuff, So, in my belief that companies use COVID to get rid of those workers.
All right. So when it is that company released you all, what was your next step?
Well, my next step, it was a very very hassle because I worked at that company for like 8-9 years. So, and in that period, I was doing like one specific thing in the company, but it's a lot of stuff, but there's one main goal in the finish, right? So I got paid off, they paid me off, and not like they just fired off, not paid me off. So I got
full paid off, nothing owed.
No, that thing been called
in
2024,
4 years after, but industrial quarters not that good in Trinidad. We know this.
So, but it was rough because you're expecting to go there and get back a job one time, but it was very hard because you don't want to go back and do like anything.
Right.
So you want to do something better or something online of what you're doing.
So when it is that you were released, when after you got a job, what gap in between you took?
You feel like I got jobs, but to me it wasn't like
what you had.
It was just to make ends meet and do what I had to do and stuff. But get a proper job, I would say I worked in the airport. That was a good job, It was a good job, but it wasn't like before. It wasn't like before, but at the end of last year, around the same time, I got the opportunity, to go to a very well-paying job, a very good company,
Right.
So I feel like it took me 3 years to find back my feet. And I know a lot of people feel the same. We went through the same thing as me, or some like sometimes worse. Because there's some people who get themselves up now. Because they lose a lot.
I vividly remembered November 2019, my position became redundant in the company I was working for. And it took me maybe a couple months to obtain a job. But so many interviews that I went on, and in Trinidad we had the issue where we would have a lockdown, and then after it we uplift, and then we had to go back to our next lockdown. So when it is I supposed to start with a job, it's like another hole and then start over the process, because that time when you were supposed to start the work is a lockdown. So I can imagine persons who maybe wasn't getting interviews, but I was getting interviews and even getting the opportunity to work for a company. But because of the various lockdowns, it was really chaotic, I would say.
But the job I got, for some reason, that it was just during COVID, so I could work. So I was out there working, but it wasn't it's like a job I would get happy to do.
Right.
So I was just to go there and make the money, and get money in pocket, because at that time was hard. Because you had bills to pay and you had things to do. So
that is something where two of us went through similar scenarios, and I sure a lot of people right now who are watching our video, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the thing about it is that right now we have persons who not even in the position that they were in pre-COVID. They're in a worse position because a lot of things, businesses-wise, it just crashed because they could not pay rent. You know, they could not obtain goods because it was so expensive. So you kind of hold back from ordering items. So like persons now who still recovering from COVID-19, what message do you think you could really give to them? Business owners and also persons who are job seekers, because there are people who are still on the breadline looking for opportunities.
I would say that especially business owners, if they give people a chance, because sometimes they might feel like this person cannot learn. He might be older or say even younger. Give people a chance to come and learn and do it. Sometimes they might change their mind quick. Because we a few months, we have brains, so we can learn. And it just gives people a chance. Because sometimes you might have someone who been doing a certain position 15 years and COVID hit, so they want to apply for something else, but somebody watching like this person do this thing for 15 years, right? So they might be able to learn something new. But I just feel that it just gives people a chance, and just let them learn and do the job.
That is really interesting because I believe in giving people chances. Like, we can't watch at somebody's qualification and think because of their qualifications that they would come and do a job the way that you wanted to be done. Because I see a lot of people who qualified and when they enter an organization, they can't be an asset to the company. And that is something that any business owner will watch and say, hey, yes, you qualified, but you have to go because you're not bringing in any revenue to the company. So those persons out there who may not have much qualifications, give them a chance. Because how would you know how they will be able to execute in the job role? And if by not giving them a chance, that now will make them feel less than, feel that they may want to go and do something else, maybe lead to criminal activities. So sometimes we're not looking at the youths of today and thinking, hey, they want a chance. And we're saying that they will get some chance from somebody else, but it may not be somebody else. They may want it from you because that company or that industry they want to work for. So when it is that you deny them the opportunity and maybe someone else denied the opportunity as well, what they will do? Not turn to violence? So that's why sometimes we will see all these youths into criminal activities and we wonder why. But no one really leading the youths of today. Who guided the guard?
And one more thing is the comfort zone. People are accustomed doing something, but try and come out your comfort zone. Just because you're...
And women, try to come out your comfort zone. Don't expect men to always be financially stable-minded you. A lot of women fall in this predicament. Then again, I have a lot of women who are independent as well. So come out your comfort zone. That is key.
And men, don't be comfortable. Don't be comfortable. Don't just because your wife or girlfriend holding string, you have to find find something and just do something. Don't put all the string on her because women not built to have that string on them.
Correct.
That's a man job. So but come out the comfort zone and learn to do something else, because that's something where we are accustomed doing one job, but that job might be available. And sometimes you might come out the comfort zone and you find something and you're good at it, and you're exceeding,
Sometimes some people will say, look at what is trending or look at what paying the bills, what revenue generation, and do that. But you may go and do that, but you're not passionate about it. So it's like you would start it for a while and realize this is not me. So I would say switch it around. Whatever you think that you're passionate about, or whatever you see that you like, just go at it, because once you stick at one thing, eventually you'll be good at it. You may not be good as today, may not be good tomorrow. I know, for example, like barbers in particular, barbers who will worse could not trim, zogging people, hairline all back and these things, and then today these same barbers charging 150, 200. So it just goes to show you, once you stick at one thing, eventually you must get through.
will let you know.
So like,
Process.
question, job seekers right now, presently, because the market's still a bit tough despite that we are a bit resilient past COVID-19, but it have people right now who looking for jobs and cannot get jobs. What sort of advice you would give to those job seekers right now, and especially those who may be coming out, graduating from university and so forth, and don't know how to go about job hunting?
Well, I would say like one of the things that I see and understanding is that everybody want to do the same thing. So sometimes you might go to colleges and learn this degree, and everybody doing it. So it's hard for you, as a young person who spend about 5 years in college, to come and just get the job where you want at the start. So my advice is to find something that before you do that degree, look up something. Look up something where you might be passionate or willing to do, and see how the job opportunity is in Trinidad. Right. And to begin, and you will before you do it. Because sometimes you go and do all this thing and then it's hard to find a job. It's hard to just before you if you buy now plants, and you're going to the store, but you don't know where you're buying. Correct. You look up before you go. So you want to come to the store and you know which brand is the top brand, you know where it is, so you know what you're going to do.
And you made a good comparison there. And what a lot of people tend to focus on is they're looking at the expert to guide them. So like, for example, you mentioned about appliances. They would go into course, they would go into standard and look for somebody who is an expert in that brand to get advice, which is good. But at the same time, you had to do your own research, because you don't want for someone to persuade you to buy something, and at the end, when you purchase it and you cry that appliance home, you regret on that purchase. So I think with students now, they would go to a university, some tertiary school, and they would ask those experts who know about different courses, what is trending, and they'll just go with that, and not go with something that they see what the job market wants, and that's something that I think causing a lot of rift in persons getting jobs, because it's like not everyone could go and study business administration, not everyone could become a lawyer, not everyone could become a doctor, and have so much other things, trades, electrician, sometimes even mechanics make it more money than lawyers. Once it is that you're good at what you're doing, you can make more than so I think that's something extremely important. Anything you would like to mention in closing?
I would just say that whoever give up about financial, because there is a job out there for all of us. Just keep on going to them interviews, giving your best and paying for the interview. Don't just go on, because some people can't do that. Just some people who could go down line one night and go interview and even interview. But most of us cannot do that. We have to prepare and just try and prepare and just try and understand what you want to talk about. To do just and listen. When you say an interview, listen before you speak. Correct. Because some people rush the answers. And that way the interviewer will be looking for, like what you know.
Don't try to respond for responding's sake. Listen to the question, even if it is that when you speak it a bit slower, but the answer is more important than actually talking fast. So if it is that you really hear the question and you say to yourself, hey, all right, let me just give myself a few seconds before I respond, and you respond appropriately, obviously the interviewer will be appreciative of that, despite that you take a bit of a time to respond, but it's the answer that is what is important. The answer is what you'll be judged on, not on the fact that you may take a bit longer than someone else to respond.